Okay, hi, hello to anyone that happens to be here. For the sake of, well, this is not long. This is gonna be a video after it's done. I've been sick for like 3 weeks. Something like that. So, hi, hello. So, yeah. Only reason I haven't posted anything on YouTube. Just being sick sucks. But my voice is all recovered, so I could finally go back to doing this again. Yeah, it's been a while. I should be good now, because again, I've been sick for like 3 weeks. So I got like, there's like tiny bit of me needs to still recover, but for the most part, I'm back to being normal again. So I could, again, go back to streaming this here on YouTube. Because I can't tell you how bad it is trying to read anything out loud while sick. Because I had the most gravelly and exhausting time trying to read anything. So, yeah. I'm better now, so. With that said, I don't remember what the fuck was happening last time. So, it's gonna be fun trying to remember. Okay, so before I could ask anything else, the door to the kitchen swung open. Both Hone and Zareen appeared.
Master!
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. Wait, what? Hone leaned in close and whispered into my ear. What? You had my hope up, game! You had my hope up. Is Fawn just gonna be the one up voice? Or is that the only voice I'm gonna get until they actually patch it in? Happy you're doing good now? Yeah. Again, it's been fucking hell again being like terribly sick. But yeah. I'll be back to streaming this again for like hopefully either just in time for them to at some point update it actually being voiced, or we're just gonna finish it and it'll never be voiced. Because I had hope. Why was that voiced? We should ask about Caspian before we have any more interruptions. My breath catches my throat. Our faces were only inches apart. When he noticed the same thing, he sprung back. You're right, Hone. Can we talk some more about Caspian?
Oh, sorry. I've kept you waiting, haven't I?
Come on, game! So is Fawn and Rain the only one not voiced? They patched in like everything else except for them? Is that what I'm getting at? Where will we be able to find him?
It's not far from here. If you go up the steps to the west, then continue down the road a while, you'll find it easily. It's called Eclipse.
Cool, I'm gonna be half having to read this stuff now. Come on! Yeah, I'm well aware that they're the only one that Fawn's the only one that they haven't patched in the voice for, but we were just doing like a few streams ago of this and like everyone wasn't voiced anymore. So it's now that I'm well aware that the Leo's patch literally seems to have done everyone else except for these two is throwing me off so hard. They haven't patched these two, that's it. It seems like everyone else is done, I guess. Because we're just gonna have best boy for last. Very name for a carpentry workshop.
He won't talk about the name either. He clams up if you ask about it. My guess is it's dedicated to a lost lover or something.
I'll read the directions in my head, making sure to dedicate them to memory. Steps to the west, then follow the road.
He's finally so close.
What?
I can't believe it.
Rain! What? Hold on. I need to check the patch note. Did they... It's okay, they don't actually say much about it. This is all previous voice acted tests and edited. Leo's Rao voice acted test edited and inserted. What is going on? Flipping run out. Same. So, who knows? Maybe Fawn's voice lines are patched in. Just not all of it. Because apparently Ray has this voice patched in. Okay, well, I guess it's now gonna be half-ish voice, then half-ish me reading.
I know you're after something more than his furniture-making skills. I hope he'll be able to tell you what you're looking for. I think he'll be excited to meet you.
Huh?
So... such a weird thing. Left the sign over and the store was once again open for business.
Now that the annoying one is gone, would you two like to visit Soren?
We can?
I have no problem with it. I'd rather you be able to trust me with him completely. Titus, let's go.
Bye, Hone. Thanks again for the bread earlier.
Enjoy. Soren, I put in a little extra for you too.
Confused fuck. Look, let's just take the time to enjoy the fact they didn't mention any of this. We at least get some voice acting back. For the route they didn't mention anything about. These characters aren't like in the other characters' routes, are they? By chance?
Thank you.
Simple nod later and we were out the door. Octazarine's stay was brisk and quiet. Only a few words passed between the four of us. Only a short distance away, it blended in with the buildings around it, giving no hint at what it contained. No one would have been able to guess that it was a demon. Titus unlocked the door and held it open for us, and we were greeted with the sight of Zarine's research lab.
Wow.
Come, make yourself at home whilst I light the fire.
Let me.
Titus scrambled around, filling the empty fireplace with logs and quickly lighting them. The room filled with the warmth and the smell of pine.
Where's Soren?
Just through that door. When you finish checking on him, come make yourself comfortable. I have a mind to chat for a bit.
When I opened the door and we were met with a cool breeze, Soren lay on a small bed, eyes still closed. Just rose and fell with every breath, as if he were simply sleeping. He was just as we left him. Let myself sigh with relief. Sure, the problem hasn't been solved yet, but he's okay. I can trust these two to take care of him. Don't you worry, Soren. I'll be waiting here for you when you get back. Yeah, it's just... everyone else, I guess, is done. We just haven't had fun for whatever reason. Imagine if Fawn's voice acting isn't added. Man, that would suck. But I'll at least be happy. Actually, this is gonna be weird. Actually, think about it. Because if everyone else's voice is now just done, I guess. Based on that, just suddenly these characters having voice all of a sudden. Just that small bit of the start of the stream just freed everything. It's gonna be a bit weird getting to like whatever happens where it says Fawn and Rain, right? And we're just gonna hear Rain, and I'm just going to read Fawn's line. It's gonna be odd. Whatever. We get some voice acting back. Like, they didn't mention this on their Twitter, did they? Because all it was just, hey, we added Leo's voice acting route done. This is as far as I'm aware that they mentioned. Then obviously there are other games that they're making, but yeah. Anyways, looks well. I think we'll be able to help him. If anyone can, it's them. Okay, we're back to no voice acting. What? Made our way back to the sofa and warmed ourselves by the fireplace. Content with this, Serene finally spoke again.
Do you think the world abandoned by its gods?
And then we have voice again. What? Whatever. Whatever, let's just appreciate this. We get something, at least. I think the world has been abandoned.
I don't know what to believe in anymore. You can't blame them for being locked up in a place they can't leave.
This ain't confusing. I don't know what is. What else is? Maybe the store, because I don't know how this is gonna end. Based on what I'm now remembering here and there. Well, yeah, it definitely is an odd thing to be working with. I believe we'd been abandoned. I thought that any god that let all these bad things happen wasn't a god I wanted to believe in anyway. But minds have been changed. I think, if anything, I feel sorry for them. I can't blame them either. I smiled knowingly as if a suspicion had been confirmed.
You know more than you let on, it seems. Yes, you can't blame them. But what about the others?
The others?
Like Nox, ones that took mortal bodies.
Nox, rather than him abandoning us, we betrayed him. It's hard to blame someone who went through such torture. And then we have Varus, who hasn't given up on us. I'm sure there are more like him too.
No, I don't believe they have. Even ones like Nox. He only ended up that way because of us.
Interesting. Purely from a factual basis, I'd have to disagree with you, but I find myself compelled to believe you instead. Perhaps, somewhere out there, there's still someone looking out for us. This is only between us, but I've been led to believe that hidden in the mountains around Sidcaeum lies a village disconnected from humanity, where stray gods go to live out their existence, away from the quarrels of men.
They have voice acting, which is probably the same for the other routes. Yeah, but for the other routes, because they said that they're done, right? they're fully voice acted, right? Oh, it's so odd. It just them just not mentioning anything about Fawn's route having got an update. So confusing, really. Yeah, it is. The first sharing glided across the room. Bookcase reached up to the ceiling, pulled a book from the shelf and handed it to Titus, who stood faithfully by his side.
I stumbled upon this notebook, an original account of the famed cartographer Sylvia.
Sylvia?
She traveled from Toggen, the land across the seas, all the way here to Vidis, to do what she did best, map-making.
If anything, you know, the fact that I have to just read out loud Fawn's lines now, I feel like if anything, Fawn's now the protagonist.
None of the journal is in a language I can read. Luckily, I have with me a very skilled interpreter and linguist.
You two really can do anything.
As can anyone, if they put their mind to it. Regardless, the tales of Sylvia aren't too exciting for the most part. They're what you'd expect from someone that travels the land, except for one entry. She was hiking around the mountains of Sidcaeum, but she collapsed in the snow. Traveling alone, she thought that would be the end for her. But when she woke up, she was in an unknown village, being tended to. She asked again and again where she was, but no one would answer her. Her writing became a little jumbled, and text that once stood out as clear as day has faded away. But a single name jumped out. Elliot.
But that's what they've done. It seems so. Not the only voice actor to add is Fawn's. Okay. So it's just his, and then the few lines sprinkled in that isn't done yet. Okay. So then, who knows? Maybe then, hopefully then there's hope that I'll actually be able to do, hopefully at some point, hopefully a good chunk of the rest of Fawn's route voice acted. Here's hoping it's actually gonna be done soon. And I won't finish it, and it's like, well, we patched it. Like, I'm done. We patched it. It's kind of weird. It's Fawn's route, and yet he's on. Yeah. Look, as they say, save the best for last, and Fawn is the best boy. Leo and, blank on names, it's been weeks. I had the list, right? On... Sign. Look, Sign Leo's the gray all, but best boy goes to Fawn.
Elliot. Elliot the Godslayer?
Perhaps, but the times don't seem to match up. Elliot Fearon died in the Aurelian War, fighting against the Speaker and his followers. Sylvia didn't arrive until much after that. Either way, eventually she leaves. Blindfolded, I should note. They made sure she wouldn't be able to find her way back there. Once they set her free, she says that she could feel someone watching her as she descended down the mountain. When she turned back, she could see yellow eyes watching her from the tree line.
So, you think this is that village?
He nodded before eventually shrugging.
It's a possibility.
A place like that very well could exist, but why wouldn't Varys choose to go there then?
I feel like I've kept you too long. You've been on a lengthy journey, and you can finally see the end in sight. Don't let me stop you.
Thank you, Fawn. Come on.
Take care of Soren for me.
It's the one line that's not there, but okay. Well, and Titus showed us to the door. Goodbye later. We were back in the streets as they came. As we stepped into the cold, I finally noticed that my hands were shaking. That's it. Caspian. Pone's directions are right. We don't have far to go. Come on, I can't wait any longer. What? Wait. Can we speak for a moment first? I promise it won't take long. Of course, what is it? It's about last night. Oh, is it the kiss? We're gonna discuss that now. This time Fawn was the one looking straight into my face. I was the one looking away in embarrassment. Okay, I gotta tell him. No misunderstandings. Fawn, about that, Truth is, Fawn? He sped away, his eyes locked on something as if his life depended on it. Words hung in the air, ignored and pushed aside. Turned around to see what exactly demanded his attention at that exact moment. Who? Chased after him just in time to see him grab a blue-haired girl. Spun around, shock written on her face. Stopped dead in my tracks. Looks just like... Wait, that's not Fawn. Aiden? Aiden? Honey, is it really you? Wait, what? Okay, so what is voice is just the ones kept the same. Okay. That's still weird though, but I guess they couldn't really do anything about that with how game design works for what I understand. But okay, so that's so weird though. Going through all that and just having like Fawn just not voice acted and then like a little bit of Reigns is not existing. But okay, so a little bit, I don't know, whatever. At least we got some more voice acting. What is going on with here? Was Fawn's name not Fawn? Expression on her face changed so fast, I could barely tell what she was feeling. Fusion to sadness to anger, then to nothing. You've been all this time. It's been so long. around, you know? Around? You'd just simply be around for 10 years. Fawn? Who is this? Fawn? Oh, that's why I go by now. I mean, this is Annie, my sister. Your sister? I mean, it's late to meet you. She looked nearly identical to Fawn. Long blue hair, a soft face. And then, I've missed you so much. We all have. There hasn't been a single day where I haven't thought about you. We? And here I was thinking whatever happened in this village was like he was sole survivor, but okay. Our sisters are still live at home. Spire. Ecstatic to see you. You must come home. You just must. Oh, Spire. Really? I thought you... My little brother. I couldn't ever stay angry at you. Stefan is his real name, yeah. Which... hopefully he explains. And it doesn't have anything updated mentioning it. Now that we got to this part. Claps his hands in her... Claps his hands in hers, pulled him into an embrace. Mine was real and raw, filled with happiness and something else, a subtle sorrow. Angry, why? I mean, this leaves so many questions now on the table. Because... Did I misunderstand what was explained before? Wasn't the village, like, destroyed by the demon? Whatever demon that was, mind you. You come see me again? I have to go home soon, but I'll still be here tomorrow, please? Of course I will. Eyes locked with mine, still in the silence, awkwardly excluded. Alone, I want time to keep you to myself. If that's what you want, then okay. Stay then. I have to run now, but I'll be counting down the moments until I see you again. She turned to leave, but not before glancing my way again. She looked at me with tents in her eyes, and then she was gone. What the demon is Fawn? I mean, if I recall, I believe that was like one of the theories I had in mind when we found out about it. Because I remember correctly, I believe I mentioned it was like maybe he was, because what was it? He asked about something where it was like, would it be possible for a demon or god to know that they were a demon or god or something like that? Which is oddly a specific question, I gotta say. So I mean, it could very well be that he is. But also, how many sisters are we talking about? I swear, every time it gets more and more exciting and interesting to find out what is going on. We're left with so much questions but no goddamn answers. So, does he want an explanation? Sister, one of them. I have 7 older sisters at home in close Spire. Oh, 7. So siblings of 8? Game is just amazing. It is. And I'm not even done with this. So that's quite a few. Why didn't you tell me about them? Mouth twitching, his brows knitted. It's complicated. I had to leave 10 years ago and thought they'd never want to see me again, but... They do. I can't believe it. I feel like I could cry. Happy for you, really. A little late to see Caspian, isn't it? Let's head back and go see him tomorrow. Sorry, it's my fault. No, not at all. That was important to you. Conversation burnt out as we remembered what we were about to talk about. Instead of addressing the matter, we started on our way back to our rooms. Nice sight, huh? Yeah. Spent the entire walk thinking of ways I could tell him how I felt, but could act we were already standing in front of the Silver Willows. Juan reached out to open the door, but I grabbed his hand and pulled him back. Okay. What was happening? We don't get many CGs of just Fawn stuff, so what's happening? Sounds were small and soft. Being into mine as they were made for each other. Reminds me of how we walked through the streets of Oxboar hand in hand before we bumped into Soren. It feels different. Well, I have to be honest with you, I don't want this awkwardness to continue between us. It's important to me. Thinking hard, probably harder than I ever have before. Still so confused, but sure of one thing. I've always been sure of you. I think I'm in love with you. Not a new thing, I think. This feeling has always been inside me. I've only just realized it. What? The answer was quiet, hushed. You mean everything to me. I think about everything I've gone through. Would do it all again if it meant that I got to meet you. Those eyes with newfound confidence. The truth. Feels like the one I could see myself spending the rest of my life with. Well, that's not right. Not just that. Think of my future. He's there too. You're wonderful. Some cute, smart, and wise. More than I deserve, but what do you say? Feels like a proposal in some way, but whatever. What do I know? I don't know. I have not encountered love. What the fuck would I know? I need some time to collect my thoughts. Is that okay? Oh, of course. Pulled his hands back, his face clouded over. Stood like this for a moment, facing each other. Before Fawn raised his voice again. I'm a little tired, so I think I'll go ahead. Not rejection. Needs to think about it. That's it. I think missing is a ring. I really hope that we like get some sort of like wedding conclusion by the end of all this in some way. Because I still find it interesting that like in the very beginning there was like the mention of like them being like, this feels like we're a married couple. Like so early on when we first met Fawn. And now we're here. Having what feels like a proposal. Then I was alone. Probably for the best. Needs time, then I'll give it to him. Bedtime, I think. All the same path as Fawn, back to my room. Felt empty without him. Quickly undressed and fell into bed. All I wished for was sleep, but mine wouldn't let me. If I chose my words better, I'd still be alone right now. Let's start my sleepless night. The haired boy sat in the snow, kicking his legs aimlessly. Ray tried to sleep, but it was completely pointless. Tommy sat in his room, trying not to think, but found that there's only so much you can avoid thinking. Thoughts always come back to you, snacking at the corner of your mind. Honestly, he picked up a handful of snow, watching it melt into a puddle in his palm. Rain, why did you have to say that? Why did you have to go ruin what we have? Oh, that's not right. I mean exactly what I wanted. What I've wanted all this time. I'm the problem, not him. Is it because he finally found out about his sisters? Is that the problem? When I have to be honest with you, I want this. Alright, we did just read that. What am I thinking? Wait. Oh, wait, some of this was in his head. Oh, wait. Of course, it's obvious, isn't it? I love you too. I want to tell you, scream at the top of my lungs, but I don't deserve you. I'm a monster? If I hurt you too, I won't be able to live with myself. There's no happy ending for us. There never will be. Sometimes it's, should have kept my distance. I should have stayed in the forest, left Rain and Leos to go down to Stagwitch by themselves. So sorry. Fawn's face dropped into his hands, and he could barely hold back the tears. Someone as disgusting as me could never Rain. He should just run away. He better be suited to sign, after all. Tears hit the snow again and again until there were none left. Even if he wanted to cry more, he couldn't. Okay, maybe he is a demon. Maybe we are on the right thought process of what's going on. A monster? Fawn, is that you? What are you doing down there? It's the middle of the night and it's freezing. Come on, get up from there. I was just going for a walk. Looks to me like you're sitting in the snow crying. What is it? From Cliffspire, aren't you? Oh my god, he actually takes off his mask. Oh. It's adorable. Titus quickly pulled down his mask, leaving the burn marks under it. How'd you guess? I don't think I ever let it slip. I'm from Cliffspire too. You are? Then you know about the demon? Sorry, Titus. Your parents... Not your fault. It's that monster. The village was up in flames, so many dead. It's a long time ago, though I hear they've rebuilt and moved on. Moved on too. Thought it impossible, but his eyes welled up once again. I just jumped back in surprise, unsure of how to deal with it. Did you lose anyone in the fire? My father, then my mother. Later, my sisters were left to fend for themselves. Ralph, here, stand up. The weird boy pulled Fawn to his feet. Not sure exactly what's wrong, but for me, I was feeling lost. I looked to my happiness. I have to get going, but I hope you could find your happiness too. The haired boy stood alone in snow once again. My happiness? I mean, what was it? Okay, so... Assuming he is a demon, right? Probably. Because demons are just gods gone corrupt, right? That's what we've understood. Just gods becoming corrupted over whatever malicious reasons in some way, shape, or form, then they become technically demon, right? But whatever the case, God and demon are the same. So, if he causes a fire, I could only assume it's probably because it's his power, I assume? Since as far as we're aware, Nox, I assume it's basically some sort of shadow power of some sort. And then, again, I'm blanking on names, thank God this exists. Varus. Varus is able to turn into a bird. He probably could do more if he had more power, but yeah, because he's got Harvest. So who knows whatever the hell Fawn is supposed to be of a god. Maybe he isn't a demon, people just called him that because he caused this fire. I mean, maybe that could also be a thing, but it sounds too serious. Like, if... Because no one seems to know that Fawn is the one that caused it. So... They must have seen him, but he probably looked different. Because there's still the matter of, why would Fawn ask would a demon, or god, whichever one it was, would know that they are them. Like, the chance that a god or demon could possibly not remember that they were them. Right? Unless they're really just throwing a curveball on me, like, yeah, he just caused the fire. Destroyed most of the village. Whatever. Commits unnatured. Though also, the other thing I'm curious about is it possible that everyone from that village is just also, like, just very light-haired or something? By chance? Because, what was fucking, Titus. He has, like, pink hair. Fawn's family all have the, like, bluish white hair. And being, again, pinkish white hair. Curious if that village is all just, like, white-haired of some sort of color. I opened my eyes just enough to see the gentle sunlight rolling over my bed. My eyelids felt sluggish and heavy, and my body sore from lack of sleep. We're getting close to finding out about all this, but it's still difficult to find. It's definitely odd, because, like, we're definitely getting closer, but it also feels, like, so far away from actually getting any real answers. Like, we're definitely... It feels like we're nearing the end, but, like... Something about Soul Steel, it feels so far, because also we've only had 2 CGs for Fawn out of, like, 8, I think? However many it's on, like, the thing. And here I was thinking, like, what are the chances of the only CGs that exist for Fawn was just whatever different variations of the sex scenes. But we at least gotten 2, so... Not sure what majority of Fawn's scenes are that we're gonna get. Watch all the theories be somehow way off base. I know, right? Just completely be wrong. Like, that'll be my best thing about this game if we actually are wrong. And it's entirely something else. I'll be so glad if that occurs. Spent most of the time thinking over why I said Fawn and why I didn't say to him. I just did something different. That's something better. No, let's not go down that rabbit hole again. I did my best, right? I rubbed my eyes and forced myself out of bed. Judging by the view outside, it's already be late morning. It's been a while since I've seen Leos or Sign. Maybe I could talk to one of them about it? Probably best to talk to Sign, right? Sign's been more kind of buddy-buddy with Fawn. Where's the save button? Just like, don't fuck this up later. Let's go Sign. Sign, he's smart. He knows a lot about this kind of thing. He'll be able to help. Pick better spot. I just have to find him. After searching and lobbying, coming up empty-handed, I found my way outside into snowy winter sit game. I was still nowhere in sight. Dejected, I walked alone for a while. My thoughts. Fine! Is that a certain Rain I spy? Such a cutie doing looking so dejected. Sign, I was looking for you. Is it finally time to confess your undying love for me? Too bad, we confessed that to someone else. Not ready, Rain. Let me prepare myself for a moment. Or not. Let me guess, Fawn? Is it that obvious? Yeah, tell me what happened. Slowly I recounted what happened with Fawn the night before. I listened intently with a serious face the entire time, not interrupting ever once. That's unlike him. Wow, I'm seriously surprised right now. I mean, wanted you enough to try to kill me, right? What? I don't think those two things are connected. They definitely are. There must be some kind of reason for him to turn you down. Something we're not seeing. Wait a minute, look. I pointed in the distance where I could see 2 blue-haired people walking side by side. It was definitely Fawn and his sister. That's Fawn and I. And I... What? He has a secret girlfriend? No, it's his sister. He bumped into her yesterday. Oh. That's pretty suspicious. How so? Really not worried? I mean, he obviously ran away from home. Didn't have a good relationship with his family. Avoids any talk of his past. So, what does she want? Well, the more I thought about it, the more easy I became. I'll follow after them. Wait, Rain. Before he could stop me, I ran through the crowds and tailed the two. I got closer, I could hear snippets of their conversation. You know, maybe with Leos, we probably would tail them better, because Leos is more good at sneaking. Or if I don't fuck up. What have you been doing all this time? Where were you? I guided Fawn down a nearby alley, out of range. I couldn't hear Fawn's answer. As if I was undercover, I peeked around the corner. It's still chatting. At first it didn't sound any different to before. Then... Why did you do it? Did you murder them? What? Surely I didn't quite hear that right. I didn't. Exactly as I remember. I tend to be quiet and innocent. You're a monster for... What happened to... being alright with what is going on? No, that's not true. I won't be there waiting for you. Pulled something out of her sleeve. It glistened in the sunlight. What? Whoa. Stay away from me. Leave me alone. This true power? Wait. Wait, no, wait. I imagine this would be way more epic actually hearing his voice. I was thinking his eye color changed. I flared up from the ground between the two siblings, creating a barrier that kept Fawn safe. I fell backwards, the dagger. Oh, she was gonna stab him! Dagger she pulled from her clothes, thrown to the side. I looked up at him with hate-filled eyes. There was so sharp, it could nearly cut. You disgusting demon, murderer! It's not true. It was an accident. On screamed at the top of his lungs, covering his ears as if he couldn't bear to hear another word. I stayed on the ground, scrambling back from the encroaching flames. That fire came from Fawn? Fawn? Rain? It's okay, I'm here now. Come on, let's go. Are you blind or something? Look at him. He's a monster. He murdered my parents. What? No, stop talking. Brought my father alive and drove my mother to take her own life. Should have been the one to die. Fawn? Please, it's not true. Just believe me. Not you. Not even you can accept me. Turned the spawn, ran as if his life depended on it. Left alone with his deceitful sister. Quickly picked up the dagger and stashed it in my clothes. You slaying her, keep that. That's quick work. To steal her dagger. Feel good now? You made yourself feel better? Feel better when his corpse is 6 feet under. Damn, she's cold. Never come near him again. You just tell me what I can and can't do. My brother. Some nobody. I believe you called him a monster. I don't think you quite deserve calling him your brother. May just be some nobody, but more of a family to him than you ever were. Back to your backwater town, don't come back here. Leaving an eye behind, I jumped over the dwindling flames to Scepter Fawn. First, he was nowhere to be seen. Around the area, down side streets, alleyways, and eventually came back near where I started my search. Crouched into a corner with his head on his knees was the trembling blue-haired boy. Reached out to touch him and flinched away before looking up at me with tear-filled eyes. Don't come any closer. I don't want to hurt you too. I know you'd never do anything to hurt me. Come on, stand up. I held up my hand from once again, looked at it then, back to my face, hesitating. Why would you still come for me after all that she said? Because I trust you. Reached down and took my hand attentively, gently as if he was sure I'd withdraw it at any moment. Then I gripped it tightly and pulled him up so we were standing eye to eye. Pulled his hand away from me and looked at the ground. Don't touch me. It's okay, I'm not scared of you. Everything's going to be fine. Audacity, she called him a monster and she was like, he's my brother. I know, like, that. Like, why would you say that? Like, being like, he's both a monster and my brother. Like, that means nothing with the way you're speaking. Like, it'd be another thing to be like, he's a monster, but he's my brother. Like, that'd be sweet. But the way she did is like, no. You are nothing but a stranger at this point. It's not okay. Everything she said was true. I'm a monster and a murderer. I shouldn't be alive. Being punished. I shouldn't have ever come here. I don't dare to dream of the future. I shouldn't have enjoyed my time traveling with you. I don't deserve any of this. Not either of those things. You won't understand. I broke down in a fit of wails and tears, using any attempt at consolement. For a time, I just watched on, a feeling of uselessness washing over my entirety. Finally his crying stopped, but all that was left was a hollowness that I couldn't describe. Moved closer and closer until finally I wrapped my arms around him, held him tightly, gripped onto me and bounced his head on my shoulder. Everything will be okay. Not a monster. One that I trust and believe in. One I love too. Find someone else. Someone that's actually lovable. I don't know if I'm even a person. Nothing would make me think of you like that, no matter what happened. His arms wrapped around me tighter. His face dug into my shoulder even harder. I love you too. Since we first met, I knew you were special, but I never thought you could possibly like me back. Really? You do? Thank you. I mean it, really. I promise. I'll look after you. You don't have to tell me what happened, and I won't ask you to, but I'm always here to listen when you're ready to talk to. Okay. Pulled back from Fawn and looked at his face. He didn't look happy by any stretch of the imagination, but seemed a little brighter than before. A tiny bit of life had returned to him. Why don't we start by getting silent at least before looking for Caspian? Actually, would you rather stay back in your room whilst we go? I don't want to rush you. No, this is important to you. I want to be there. Come on, we'll go together. Gently took his hand in mine and walked back to the silver willows. I assume that will more or less conclude his story? Actually, no, never mind, because we still don't know what Fawn is exactly. Or who knows, maybe he just has firepower of, like, uncontrollableness. Levels of degree of firepower. Blue-haired woman sprawled out over the ground, surrounded by scorch marks. Here's Windsup. Falling. Oh, wait, actually. No, never mind. I think we still have a long ways to go with the story. Because I remembered I kind of spoiled myself by looking at the achievements. So one of the achievements mentioned something about him getting his revenge? Whatever that entails. So she might still be a problem. She pounded her press to the ground, anger and sadness mixing around inside her, filling up her mind. Damn it all. Poor girl is left alone, thrown aside by her brother once again. What's there? Want revenge, don't you? Crave it. Like an animal starved, I'll give it to you. That's concerning. I'm very concerned what whoever that dude is gonna do with her. As we passed through the door, I looked down to where Fawn and I were connected. I expected him to pull away, hide away from the others, but he held on tightly. Leaving the lobby was Leos and Cyan, as usual. Cyan was trying his hardest to annoy and humiliate Leos. Looked like he was triumphant too. Hey guys. Both looked down at our interlocked hands. We're going back to their bickering. Seems they don't mind much. Coming back from your date? Won't quite call that a date sign, but alright. What are you blushing about? What did he say? That's right. To cut a long story short, it's time to go find Caspian. I know where he is. While you're waiting for that, lead the way. Oh, and do try not to get us lost. Yeah, I'll try my best. The farther I walked, the faster my steps became. I heard my heartbeat loudly in my ears, breath stuck in my throat. Close, so close. The other followed behind me chatting. Apart from Fawn, he stayed by my side quietly. Oh, by the way, in case you forgot, that festival is on later too. Someone's setting up for it earlier. Festival? Don't quite remember what that was about. Could be a little fun, even if we find Caspian here. I'd rather throw myself down the mountain than go with you. Aw, Leos, you're too sweet. Here I was thinking it was about time to introduce you to my parents, too. Gross, I don't want to meet them. Probably a good call. The street became quieter and quieter until we hit a side of town a little different from the rest. It was smaller, more humble. It almost reminded me of home. I was so focused with the whole Caspian situation that I forgot about... Or Fawn's situation, I forgot about Caspian. Yeah. Because, I mean... Started not to care more about Fawn than finding this Caspian. But Caspian's been the whole reason for this journey. We gotta meet him at some point. After a while, I got through all this trouble. We split up and searched the nearby stores. No, not the one either. I think Cyan came into view, rocking back and forth in the breeze. Showed the moon overlapping with the sun. Eclipse.
This is it.
Who's ready for some voice acting again? It's kinda back. Those rejoined me as I pushed open the door. As we entered the room, we noticed a man behind a counter with his back turned to us. He was bent down and mostly out of view. He didn't stand or turn as we came in.
Welcome. What can I help you with?
I'm looking for someone named Caspian. I heard he worked here.
Well, you found him. What can I do for you?
Definitely has kind of similar features. So, are you the father? Oh, fuck's sake, they fix this soon. Well, we're gonna have to live with this for who knows what. Hopefully it's really not like by the end of this month that they're like, hey, we have Fawn's patched in now. After all this. That's his dad. I would assume, because again, he has very similar features. Definitely the eyes is the major difference. I stood up and turned to face a smile on his lips. But what I saw wasn't what I was expected. And by the looks of it, it wasn't what he expected either. Stared at each other, desperately trying to find an answer amidst the confusion. Silence stretched out, more awkward by the second.
You two look
Oh,
awfully alike.
I forgot that's how you sounded, Fawn. Then away from Fawn's voice for so long. I could finally hear it again. Sweet, sweet voice.
You're... Caspian?
I'm sorry. I think I'm seeing things.
Ripped out his eyes, blinked a few times, and stared at me once again.
There must be some mistake. Where did you come from?
Is just oh god, Fawn's voice is just heavenly. Maybe he really is a god. Hearing him simply sends us to heaven.
Aurelia Cavella. You couldn't be.
Oh, gods, oh, have mercy. You couldn't be. Rain?
Yeah.
This can't be happening. Am I seeing ghosts now? Is that it? Haven't I suffered enough?
Suffered?
What a cruel joke showing you to me now. Maybe if I pinched myself.
Reached down and touched me, then sighed loudly.
I thought you were dead.
Dead? What happened?
I didn't even know you existed.
I can't believe it. After all these years.
Rain, I am your father.
I would appear in front of me as a grown man. Maybe I really have gone insane. That would make more sense right now.
He leant against the counter, barely able to stand.
I've been on a journey searching for you all this time. I never realized.
Let's give these two some alone time,
As the three turned to leave, I quickly grabbed hold on Fawn's hand. Say, please. Fawn nodded solemnly. Sleeves inside and retreated from the awkward encounter.
Are you really my father? Prince Caspian?
You know, if he's supposed to be Prince Caspian, I'm surprised he bothered keeping the name Caspian. I feel like I've been better, like, hiding it, right? Completely forgetting everything about the past with whatever happened. However true the tales were that we've been told.
No one's called me a prince in a very long time. I don't think I deserve a title like that anymore.
Ripped out his forehead as if a headache was oncoming. Sentimental, I guess. Guess that could be the reason for keeping it.
Aurelia Cavella. I'd almost forgotten the smell of the fields, the sight of the palace. It's been nearly 20 years, Rain. So much must have changed.
I have so much to tell you, but I don't even know where to begin. Aurelia Cavella, it's...
Well, thinking back to my time in Relic Villa, my newfound knowledge.
I think it's dying. I don't know how much longer things can stay the same there. The speaker says everything is under control, that if we pray hard enough, the crops will survive next time, but... I don't believe him. Not anymore.
Was that how we left the place? I've like completely forgotten like everything about what happened back in the beginning. I don't remember the crops being an issue, let alone anything being an issue back then. I recalled what happened with the speaker, and our journey so far, archives, my exile, and my journey to find him. Caspian's face became strange every time I mentioned the speaker, but stayed quiet and listened to my story.
The speaker... You make it sound like he has sole control over Aurelia Cavella.
That's right. I've never known any different.
But even without me there, you should have...
How was I meant to know? I was abandoned and brought up in an orphanage.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. Listen, I need your help. I've come all this way in search of answers, and you're my only hope.
Pulled up my sleeve and shoved the markings to him, his face visibly drained of color, and rolled my sleeve back down.
I can't help you. It's been too long. It's not my life anymore.
Please, you're the only one I've got.
No, no,
For 12 days,
What?
I have labored and struggled, traveling across the entire continent. 12 days. Finally, I have you cornered.
Where did you come from? Were we being followed this whole time? Slammed open and robed figure stepped in. One I knew well, despite him seeming quite different to usual. Gotta help, yes, SARS and I left that. Speaker. Eyes locked with Caspian, both of their expressions turned with surprise. They stared at each other, disbelief showing on their faces. Oh, hey, dictator warlord. Wait, so... Wait. What is going on? Well... Again, no words left or left, as if everything, if anything, that could be said, crumpled up and died. Caspian reached out, expected the speaker to take his hand. Who?
Emil.
Emil? At that, he turned and ran, slamming the door back closed. Wait, so then he barred... Wait, did he bard and just speak to Rain? Was it? 12 days I've labored and struggled, traveling across the entire continent. 12 days, finally, I've cornered you. What reason did he have chasing us for 12 days?
Wait!
Instant Caspian chased him out the door, leaving Fawn and I to ourselves. What just happened? It just gets stranger and stranger. So, what do we do? Do we follow them? Well, better than standing around here. Expose your world power.
Emil,
I
please
don't-
wait.
We did
Please.
nothing. But the speaker has a name. Blood-lunging prince crashed through the street, chasing his target with fervent desperation.
Let's talk. Emil!
Like a game of cat and mouse, neither one wanted to give up. Ran and ran till...
All this time you let me believe you were dead.
Wait, he didn't know he was... Didn't know he was alive? What happened? I thought he, like... exiled him as well. Okay, what happened? His voice cracked 1,000 times and he ran over Nara and said, yet now he couldn't find the words to give to him.
I was dead. In everything except for name.
Silence passed between the two. Not awkward, but as if neither could possibly think of any words to repair the crack in their relationship. I didn't actually think about that. Praying similar to his father every second. I mean, as the saying goes, like father, like son.
You've grown your hair out again and gotten so tall.
Rain's father's in love with the white-haired guy. Rain's in love with the white-haired guy. It's all the same, clearly.
A lot of things change in 18 years.
Everything changes. Except, you still kept the moon I gave you.
Don't fool yourself. It's habit, nothing else.
Emil tried to rip his arm away to place an invisible divide between the two, but Caspian held on tight. What's the loading emote?
Coming all this way was a waste of time. I don't know what I was thinking.
I heard about what happened to Rain. Why did you chase him this far?
I don't know at this point. Chasing after a shadow. It was a mistake. Forget I ever came here.
So, would he help us?
Wait, Emil! You came all this way. We should talk. Even if it's just for a moment.
Can't deny his true destiny.
You've had your moment, and I don't feel compelled to give you another. I never wanted to see you again.
Excuse me? Wait a second. Do you think you're the innocent one here? You killed her, and I thought you killed Rain too. Hell, I would have been dead if I didn't run.
I assume her is probably his wife?
It only happened because of what you did to Lucius. He was like a father to me.
He's the least innocent one out of all of us. You should know that by now. No. I didn't come here to argue with you. No matter whose fault it was, it didn't stop me from thinking about you every day since we last met. Please, come back to my store. We can talk about it. Even if it's just for a bit, please.
Cyan, Leos, come with us. Picking the other two along the way, raced through the streets behind Caspian Speaker, trying to catch... Wait. If they were just like outside, I'm surprised Leos didn't notice Speaker. That is Lucius? Died. Is he on our list? But given that given the only thing that's shared amongst all stories is a voice, as far as you're asking who's Lucius, yeah, he's not on any of the lists of notes we have.
Even if it's just for a bit, please.
What the hell is going on?
I'd like to know as well, Rain. They both go,
You're attracting way too much attention out here. Can we take this back to the shop?
Both nod solemnly, looking as if they were two kids in trouble with their parents. Set them both down, stood in front of them.
Can someone please tell me what exactly is going on? Do you two know each other? And you? Have you been following me? That's creepy. Why did you kick me out? Why do you want me dead?
Why'd you follow us in the first place? That's the more important thing here. All my questions hanging in the air, I stared them both down, waiting for their answers.
I can at least explain how we know each other. We grew up together. There's not much more to it than that. As the future king and speaker, we were raised in the same household from birth. There were some complications, and we had a small falling out.
Small? You're still as much of a jokester as before. You and that woman killed him.
Who? You're not making any sense. Tell me the whole story.
Your mother... God, where to begin?
Took a deep breath, looking as if he couldn't work out exactly what to say.
When Emil and I were younger, we snuck out of Aurelia Cavella for a while. No, it was more like I dragged him along with me, but it was fun. When we returned, the royal family had been wiped out, save for me. An accident, Lucius said. He was closest to them, being the speaker at the time. Anyone could tell you there was foul play involved, and I know he was the one who did it. He was always power hungry.
There was never any proof. You just wanted to find someone, anyone, to blame.
There was plenty of proof, you just didn't want to see it! He would have killed me too if I were there. In fact, my survival didn't make him happy in the slightest.
Why? Why would he do that?
Isn't it obvious? He wanted full control over Aurelia Cavella. He wasn't interested in working with anyone else. He was no different to any of the speakers that came before him. They get stuck in their own heads, thinking there's some almighty god that everyone else should bow down to.
What happened to this Lucius then?
You want to know what happened to him? Your mother killed him in cold blood.
It was self-defense, and you know it. If she hadn't done it, he would have killed us first. Nia. She was a kind
Yeah?
soul, so gentle.
How many more name drops are we gonna get that we're unaware of?
All she wanted was to protect Rain and I. Even you. His influence over you was always too powerful.
And then what happened?
Isn't it obvious? He saw everything, and he flew into a rage. Demanded that all three of us be killed since we acted against the speaker. Nia... she died. I thought you died too. I was injured, but I had enough energy in me to run. If I knew... If I knew you survived, I would have taken you as well. I managed to reach Stagwitch before I collapsed. An old man found me and nursed me back to health. I wanted to go back, but I knew I'd never be able to return. So I made my way to Sidkeum. The long way, I might add. I stopped in at a few other places along the way.
Okay. That explains why you left. And why you don't get along. But you set me up, didn't you? Why did you want me dead?
He seriously just clicks his tongue at me? How is he so immature? Speaker, acting like that?
Show us the markings on your arm again. Go on, take a look. You know as well as I do what they mean.
What do they mean?
If you know, then why should I have to answer?
Cause someone's not telling us anything.
This is an old scripture. They called it the writing of the gods. This is your judgment given to you as a gift.
But why? My judgment's never been under question.
It's your destiny. You were always meant to be the next speaker.
What?
That's what these markings mean.
Oh. So that explains why he wanted Rain dead. Because that would be troublesome of a power conflict. Alright.
I suppose since someone didn't pass on the message, they took it upon themselves to tell you.
But why? All my life, I've been told that.
I lied. That's all there is to it.
I thought I was out here defying my destiny, paving my own path. But you're telling me it was all a lie anyway?
It seems so.
That still doesn't answer my question. Why would you lie to me?
I did as I was commanded by the divine.
By the divine or by your selfish ass?
Gods! They told you to lie to me? To follow me? Why?
I don't owe you any answers.
I say otherwise, but okay.
Emil.
I don't know why. I've never known why. Since I was born, their voices were always around me, influencing my every move, consuming my entire being. It took all of my effort just to have a sense of self past their constant chatter.
Oh, wait, I just realized, wait. If he's saying that he was hearing voice since he was born, and he's the current speaker, and the gods talk to him, wait, so then that actually then confirms that the voice we've been hearing has been a god, because Rain is the new speaker. Oh, and that would explain, because the god, whoever that is, mentioned Rain was being followed, right? At some point, I don't remember when it was, but I just remembered it now. Because it was mentioning that we were being followed by someone. We didn't know who. So it was the speaker the whole time that was the person that God was telling us about. Oh my god! It's all coming together.
The older I got, the worse it became. Their whispering had turned to yelling and screaming, their words no longer intelligible. But once I was instated as speaker, when their voices had reached a point where I thought I would go insane, a single voice called out to me. He said he would stay by my side and keep the others quiet. For the first time in my life, I was blessed with near silence. One voice in my head was nothing compared to the crescendo from before. Since then, I was blessed with near silence, but that changed once I reached Sid Cahem. That last lone voice disappeared, and for the first time in my life, it was silent. Completely, utterly silent.
Did this voice or whoever this god is, did this god like kill the other gods? This is a theory. Is that the reason why it was quiet?
But his was the voice that insisted I did what I did to you. Not that I disagreed.
Silent. Truly. After what you told me when we were younger, I thought it was impossible.
Single voice speaking to him. I guess we could believe him, because after all, we had the one voice, but once we got... Oh wait, but if he got to Sid... Because isn't Sid Kim where we are? Right? Right? About names. Isn't... Yeah, Sid Kim, yeah. Yeah. A lot of things since I run the family. Yeah. So, wait. The voice. Your sons. Blessed. I completely forgot his meal. Lone voice the spirit. Once he reached Sid Cam. That was the same with Rain too. That voice was gone once we got to Sid Cam. Something about we were out of reach or something?
Okay, I believe you. Maybe some crazy voice in your head told you to kill me. But didn't you even think for 1 second that was probably a pretty bad idea? And you just ran away from it all? I've come all this way, and what now? This is meant to be my answer? A destiny I never asked for.
Rain.
I'll return home tomorrow. I have no business hanging around someplace like this.
Wait, we still never got that. Why'd you follow us? What was the reason for coming to find Rain?
It was a mistake, and one I'll try to forget quickly. Come with me if you want, or don't. It makes no difference to me. We can pretend nothing happened and you can go back to your old life.
Oh, I see. It's just to take Rain back if he has to back to town. Okay. And here I thought I was gonna like try to finish the job. Somehow he found out that Rain lived. Nope, never mind. Okay. Just here to take him back.
I'll go find him later. I don't think he has anywhere else to stay.
How did he find us anyway?
I don't know. I need to think about what to do. Vaughn, let's just leave.
Rain.
What?
You don't have to go back to Aurelia Cavella, you know. There's always the option to stay here. I've missed out on so much of your life already.
Oh, wait, are we gonna have... Oh, I just realized. Are we going to have a choice to go back to Sidcam? I just realized there's like a whole bunch of issues that could occur. Because what was the name? Varys and Illirin. Yeah, Varys and Illirin want to go back to Sidcam, so that Varys could go back to being a god again. But that required... They've been only helping us because they needed rain in some way. Oh no. Am I gonna have a choice? To go home or stay here? Can I even go back to my old life so easily?
Thank you. I'll think about it. I'll come back tomorrow with my answer.
When we left, the sun had already begun to set over Sidcam. Others might have been talking to me, but I didn't notice. I was too caught up in my own mind, trying to weigh up my options. What do I do? What's the right choice? Who am I meant to be? All time I thought was fighting against my destiny, proving that even with a judgment like mine, it couldn't make a difference. But I just been running away, it seemed. I was no different. Cliffhangers I unscrap. Well, I'm gonna have to leave it up at some point. I think if everything like more or less calms down once we like, hey, let's go back to the inn, and it's like the next day, I think that's where we'll stop. That's how it usually ends. Me having to go back to the inn, and then it's like new day, new stuff to do. Sorry. Rain, are you there? Huh? You'll run to someone if you keep that up, and we all know you have a problem with bumping into people. Hey, I know we could liven things up a bit. Why don't we go check out the celebrations? Don't really want to, but I don't want to bring everyone else down either. Maybe just for a little while. Yay, come on, follow me. I could tell that Simon was trying to cheer me up. His smile didn't reach his eyes. I grabbed Leos's arm and started dragging him away. Strangely enough, he didn't seem to argue for once. I looked back towards Fawn. For both of us, today had been tough. I still managed to show me a smile. I should do the same. Shall we? He reached forward and took my hand, and we followed after the other two. This was packed with people from all walks of life, come together as one for a single night of festivities and fun. The atmosphere seemed warm and uplifting, much nicer than the ball. Yet I still felt disconnected from it. It didn't belong. Flaming Grace was fun. The physical connection between us helped to ground me, make me feel like the ground wouldn't be pulled out from under me at any second. Hey, Rain! He held a mask over his face and jumped in front of Leo's. Startled, he hid it out of Sign's hands, lips backwards. Cut it out. Make me. Sign tried to keep things lively, even Leos did. But it wasn't enough. My mind kept wandering back to Caspian on the speaker. At the very least, it seemed like Leos and Sign were closer now. Like they'd come to some kind of understanding. I sneeze. Are you okay? I shook my head. I don't think I am. You want to talk about it? Yeah. I waved to Sign and pointed to Fawn, seeming to get the idea. He gave me a thumbs up and dragged Leos off by arm into the crowd. Just gain us because you know the gay. Sorry, Leos. You're taking one for the team yet again. Swear, Leos and Sign should just get along. It should just be a thing at this point. Found my dog. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Okay, I'm probably going to leave again to go grab my dog, because he's been bugging for like the last 30 minutes. Okay, so anyways. On let me out of the excited crowd and into a quieter spot, his hand holding mine tightly. Sat down on the edge of the fountain, the lights of the festival far in the distance. Please, someone are gonna get CG. Please. It's a lot to deal with, isn't it? Yeah, where do I even start? I mean, I'm meant to be the next speaker. Would have been if if my father and the speaker didn't have a falling out. I've been raised in a castle, trained to be something that seems impossible to me. Would you have wanted that? Well, I guess not. I wouldn't give up what I had for anything. Family, all the people I've met. No, I wouldn't have changed a thing. But what now? Go back home to Aurelia Cavella? And one day become the speaker? Never see any of the others again? Do I stay inside K and pretend that the people back at home aren't struggling? I don't know. Neither option's without its fault. Though, there's no right choice. Do I even have a choice in the first place? Thought I was fighting against my destiny, but this whole time I've just been playing into it. Whatever you choose, wherever you go, I'll support you, 100%. That means any decision will be okay then, as long as we're together. I'm scared. Me too. Stars, this reminds me of the day we met. Side by side looking out to the lake. There are times when I think back on it. I'll tell you about my past if you'll listen. Looked in his eyes. They were downcast, but not hesitant. It happened when I was a child. We're getting past version again. Getting flashbacks. That day, it was like any other in Clusterfire. Farmers worked the crops. Smell of fresh bread drifted out of many a home, and children ran through the streets without a fear in the world. A blue-haired boy rushed through the sleepy town, arm full of vegetables, rounded a corner, up an alleyway, and sprinted into a small thatch house. Real fun, yeah. Very weirdo. Wasn't much to look at, no, but to child it was heaven. Warm bed and a loving family. What could a 10-year-old ask for? Passed by a few of his sisters. It's 7 of them, so it was hard not to bump into at least one. Being the youngest, the boy was used to being pulled around by sisters, but he loved it. The world to him, and he to them, especially close an eye, was only a year older than him. Eden, is that you? Brought the vegetables, grandmother. Said that she'll bring more around later, too. Moon leant forward and ruffled the child's hair. Grinned in response. Of course, he loved everyone in his family, but mother meant the world to him. He was strong and hardworking, gentle and loving. Let's pray to Varus? That our next harvest is as bountiful as this one. Go out and play while I start cooking. Oh. That, I think, explains why they're, like, so well friendly with each other. Because he prayed to Varus. Holy shit. I mean... this is probably still during the time when Varus was probably not godly anymore, because whatever that whole war that happened like ages ago that had gods follow this heaven. So this day he's a normal god, I don't think that really applies to him. He was just a normal person with powers at this point, probably. That's... so this town prayed to Varus. That's... oh my god, that's mind blowing. Just to think about. shook his head. He'd much rather stay here and help. His mother laughed, and two of them stood side by side, preparing the vegetables. It was like any other in Cliffspire until it wasn't. He finally laid his head down as well for the night. His mother had kissed him goodnight. Everything changed. He drifted out to sleep. He had a strange dream, full of pain and fire and the smell of burning flesh. But he didn't waken. It was as if something pulled him into his dream and wouldn't let go. It opened just in time to see someone's hands reach out down, forcibly pull him out of bed. Yeah, bed, demon child? Don't get too close, he'll kill you too. What? For the first time that morning, he finally looked around. His room was in perfect condition. They still lay asleep in their beds. Not ever being given a chance to stand on his own feet. Pulled out of his room and into the street, he looked up at the man who had hold of him. He wasn't anyone recognizable. He didn't look closer to see why. Covered in a layer of black soot, had burn marks on his arms. Then he noticed the house didn't look right. And it wasn't just his house, his neighbors and all the buildings surrounding them too. Okay. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe. Even though we're gonna find out. What are the chances it's not him that caused the fire, but whatever his fire ability is maybe protected him from the fire? And it just looks like it? That he is the one that caused it? I'm just here hoping. Totally not taking copium. Some were up in flames and others were burnt out husk. And they stood around crying and wailing, holding each other close. He was thrown to the ground, kicked and stomped on, yelled at them to stop. Stop, please. I don't understand. I don't understand what happened. You and child, you killed them all. You burnt them alive. Those flames all led back to you. Cursed evil child. How long have you been plotting this? And to go as far as killing his own father. Boy desperately searched the crowd for his family in between being beaten. Saw glimpses of blue in the crowd, but no one came to save him. He reached out towards it and finally saw his mother. His face was screwed up and eyes were puffy. Their gazes finally crossed each other. The horror came over her. She collapsed to the ground crying. Mom, please. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Didn't know when he passed out, but he woke again to the feeling of heavy rain falling all over his body. Stretched from head to toe, covered in bruises and blood. Coffee, I'm sure he's just set up or something. Because here I was thinking he was, like, actively aware, but he was just asleep and whatever happened is, I don't know. Whatever, I'm a copium. He managed to pull himself up to his knees. It wasn't a dream. The house around him couldn't be called house anymore. Barely anything was left. No one gathered around him. When he stood, he wasn't sure how many bones had been broken, but he could definitely feel something was wrong. He heard like he'd never heard before. Dragging himself to the nearest house, it hadn't been touched. A light poured out from inside. Peered around the corner, voices echoed from within. What do you do with him? He angered the demon. He won't let us live. And his mother's body. Those poor girls are parentless now. Say an eye for an eye. We burn him at the stake. What was that? No, it was on purpose. It wasn't me. I'm not a demon. Backed out the doorway and ran. First down the main street, but he became scared. Anyone could follow him. Eyes turned to the forest. Long had he heard stories of the evils that lay within, and it terrified him, but he thought to himself that perhaps he'd fit right in. He veered off his course and ran to the thick green woods, blanketed by the cover of night. Bones ached and his breath caught in his throat. Not once did he stop crying. for his mother and his father, sisters for his village, and lastly for himself. At some point, he fell into a deep sleep, collapsing from exhaustion, crying all over. Every part of him burned in pain, but relished in the feeling. After all, it's what he deserved. When he next opened his eyes, he was lost in a sea of trees, in the forest, away from humanity. These stray beams of light fell from the canopy, gaining around him. With blurry eyes, he froze. Something was moving in front of him. Blinked, and the world around him finally came into focus. Here, no, a fawn. Tiny an instant, curled up into a ball only a short distance away. Approached it quietly, careful not to scare it away. Watched Aiden with big round eyes, but made no move to leave. He inched closer and closer until it finally reached out to touch it. It's your mother, little fawn. All alone, just like Aiden. He looked at that fawn. He saw a reflection of himself, lost and alone. What's in a name? Side by side with the small animal, he stared up at the sky, dreaming of a future that wouldn't ever be his. So was that just how he got his name? Oh, I can't bring up the Steam thing. Oh wait, I'm pressing the wrong button. When is Fawn choosing his own name? Okay, so that's that. So he saw baby Fawn and he's like, oh right, I'm Fawn. I am the baby deer. You know, that's the story, I think. Threw away my old name and lived in the forest for 10 years until we met. I sit here and complain about being blessed with good fortune when Fawn shares a story like that. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't understand what happened that night. It's an accident. You can't blame yourself for that. Your abilities are scary because you don't understand them. I never will. I just had to accept that I'm what they told me. I was a demon. It'd help you, you know? Learn to control it. Don't even understand how to control your own. I'd never forgive myself if I hurt you. Oh, that's right, because Rain could somehow heal. I forgot that was a thing. I haven't used that power in like so long. That's like anime protagonist moment. Well, it's an anime game. Can I really blame it for having that? But like, again, maybe just another me just having a copium moment of like, it wasn't him, right? What are the chances the fire? Yeah, what are the chances of the fire when they first met? I don't know. I'm like trying to think this because like their treehouse, under the assumption I don't think was catching fire. It was just under them and around them. I'm really thinking like Fawn has some sort of odd passive ability to like be able to avoid getting caught by fire. Because there's fire related to when they first met, and there's fire related to back when he was young. And like, I'm pretty sure surely they should have been caught in the fire. Back when they first met. I don't know. I feel like there's still obviously something missing. There's still a key piece to this puzzle. I don't think we're fully aware of everything about his story. There's something missing, I feel. Pretty sure it's not Copian. Hopefully it's not Copian. Maybe it is. Fawn's innocent. He is a good boy. He didn't hurt anybody. He's no demon. He is but a firebender. Anyways. I never forget myself. Yeah, you're not wrong. Sorry. You're burned with your own problems right now. I shouldn't add my own. I reached down and squeezed his hand. Been there for me through everything. I'll always be here to listen to you, okay? Plus, you've already helped a lot. Should we go back? I'm sure Sign and Leos will be fine. We can entertain each other. Not feeling in a festive mood anyway. The further we got from the celebration, the more comfortable I felt. Music played in the far-off distance. Snow fell all around us. It was so calm, just the two of us, trudging through the snow hand in hand. The time I gripped around his, he squeezed my hand back. I'm not alone. Entering to the Silver Willows was dead quiet. Everyone must be out celebrating. Steps echoed on the floor as we approached our rooms, and I tried to let go of Fawn's hand to open my door. Touch it tighter. Rain? Can I spend the night with you instead? Are we sleeping together? Are we having finally a moment where they're together? oh, of course you can. You're always welcome. I held the door open and he passed by in a rush. It all happened before I could even react. I pulled Fawn close, holding him by the waist, and my lips found his. He had a desperate attempt to hold each other close to make sure neither of us could run away. The arms around my neck, kissing me back. Actually, wait. Music's changed. Am I going to change scenes really quickly? I'm gonna need to prepare my button. In case it's what I think is finally occurring after so long. Finally parted, Fawn looked at me with big needy eyes. Rain? Hands cupped my cheeks and a smile that had been missing for quite some time came back. The light happy smile was contagious and I found myself running into another kiss. Hey, are you laughing at me? No, I'm not laughing, it's just... You're beautiful, you know that? Me? Beautiful? The most beautiful. He giggled in response, pulling me down to his lips once again. Sarah's innocent sweet slowly melded into something more. Our heads pressed together. It's becoming more heated by the second. One let out a low moan, echoing into my ear. A moan, eh? I think it is what I think it is that's gonna occur. I do have censored mode on, right? Don't want you getting me or having problems. It's on. It's on. That was so cute. Fawn? Rain? Embarrass me. Don't look. Into his quickly reddening face, consumed by a desire to hear him make another noise like that. Slowly my lips moved from his, made their way down his throat, across the nook of his neck. His hand on my shoulder, pushing me away, but holding me firmly in place, he let out another breathy gasp. Hips dug into my flesh, but wasn't painful. If anything, it felt good. Passed over his chest, feeling the chill that was keeping us apart. Not exactly what I'm doing, but it doesn't stop me from wanting to do something. Wanting to be closer to him, closer than I'd ever been with anyone before. And I want to... Do you want to do this with someone like me? Someone I'd ever want to do this with? If I'm good enough for you? Of course you are. Good then. Fingers these up below as our little friend shoulder. Every time he let out another moan, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's definitely giving the hints of, I think this is the sex scene. Hold on, give me a moment to skip through all this. Or actually, you know what? Maybe. Actually, maybe. Maybe I could just stop it here, actually. I've been almost here for like almost 2 hours now. And I'm so very concerned about how exactly they go about doing this. Because I'm pretty sure it's the next scene. Pretty sure it's that moment. And as far as like, they still keep all the dialogue. They just have it censored in some way. I don't want to get in trouble. I already had enough trouble with the Camp Buddy playthrough. So I just want to be safe. So if anyone wants to bitch in the comments below, I don't give a fuck. Probably find on Pornhub like how Camp Buddy is. I don't care. I ain't gonna get in trouble. Just for some horny fucks that merely watch YouTube content for that. For some reason. Not the site, people. Okay, so anyways. End it here for now. Yeah, and I'll skip past whatever we'll continue on after this part. Next time I stream next week. Nothing else goes wrong. So, yeah, so anyways. I'm gonna bring up Instagram will be done. So I think I'll some bye. It's been watching some weird way. I only got some questions answered. Yeah, answers questions. That's English. Okay, anyways, yeah. Everybody have a good day, night, evening, or heavy, because I don't know where in the world. Okay, bye. Got a moment here for a quick moment. Bye.